Be this one. Let me see. Yeah, it should be this one. This is a very fun game if you guys want to ask questions and stuff. This is more whenever you face. Sometimes you face a game where you go to a very later game, which hardly happens in my situation. I normally die or I kill within around 15 to 20 minutes. Let me put music. There we go. King Kong, yeah, let's see. King Kong, you can take Proxy Tempest in all maps. Yeah, the more dead space between the natural and the main, the better of a map for Tempest. Tempest is one of those where you want to make sure you have dead space in that area. And that's why, or you make it at your base. What I showed you right there was a main Tempest base kind of build. This is an old map. It's an old game, but it's a good game. Personally, I don't take Cannon Rush, just take Proxy Tempest. Yeah, that way your Proxy Tempest is quicker. Yeah, which is important because the quicker you can get your Tempest up, the faster you have, the more time you have than him switching up to Corruptors. That's what they mostly want to do. They want to get the Corruptors when they see Tempest. So they'll get like Spores, they'll get Queens, they'll get a couple Hydras, and then all of a sudden they'll try to get their Corruptors.
Oh man, that gold take.
Oh yeah, I tried to get a Cannon Rush. The Cannon Rush failed here, and I was like, shit, let me take the gold. So I had to, that's what's, whenever you have any build that you do, you should have a follow-up. You should have like an instant follow-up that you do. It's just most Cannon Rushers don't have that follow-up, so they don't. They get stuck on 2 bases or 1 base. PZ, I usually just Robo. PVT. Super nice as they transition. Proxy Tempest. Yeah, yeah. The reason why is because demand. The reason why it's good to go Tempest after Cannon Rush if you have to, or so versus Terran, is the fact that the cannons don't require gas, so you kind of add that bank of gas. You just gotta watch out for the drop though. That's why I get a ninja base, because they tend to drop at the same time you attack. They're attacking. Becomes like an awkward situation. Oh, that'd be a fun cheese games all the way around. Nothing but cheese.
Yeah, it's like a cheese tournament.
Yeah, Cannon Rushers trying to Cannon Rush, and then
yeah,
that would be fun.
Every game would be like, what the fuck? Just how did this end with carriers?
Right? How the I know with carriers. How did it end with carriers every time?
Progressively 1 base carriers.
That is funny. It's true though. It's like Protoss always tries to find a way to get to carriers. Like, oh shit, if I can get there. Yeah, that'd be cool. I wouldn't mind playing all the cheesers. That'd be definitely no standard games in those tournaments. No standard games.
Did you ever see SOS's double proxy gold base nexus on this map?
Oh no, I didn't. Who?
It's,
Who did it?
SOS.
Oh, SOS. Oh, he's good.
Yeah, he went mass Oracle Zealot. I mean, like 150 supply and just attack.
Oh yeah. Haas. Pig does. Oh, besides. Wait. What were we saying about the attack? And then I'll go with the what I was gonna say.
Oh, he just does. I don't know, just like a lot of zealots and oracles, basically.
Oh, I see. And then with this, is it charge lot or is it that early? That is like
Yeah,
Oracle.
I'm pretty sure he lost, but it was still like, what the fuck is going on? Amazing.
Yeah, the man was saying Pig has a cheese down SE on YouTube. What that is I believe it's who is it? It's Haas versus some other cheeser. He's a Zerg player, and
Blind, maybe?
the man knows. I forgot who was it? It's some cheesy Zerg pro gamer, and they have like this YouTube, you know, videos series. No regret. There you go. No regret. Haas and no regret. So.
Oh, no regret for sure.
So those are two choosers right there. That.
No regret is, man. He's fun to watch.
Yeah, and then Protoss, Haas is fun to watch. So it's like you got two cheesy players trying to figure out how to cheese each other. You just need 1 hour to finish the tournament. I know most games are like 7 minutes, 5 minutes. At worst, late game.
I feel like Haas can't speak to other people, and he just has to develop his own meta. And this is like what we get. It's like every time you watch the game, you're like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, he has very little influence from different people. He's using only his own experience as his influence.
Yeah.
Everybody else is like, no, Haas, do something standard. Here, I'll show you how to do a standard build. That's all they give him, you know, as standard builds.
He's like, this is terrible. There's no oracles.
He's like, where's the forge, though? Oh, man. Yeah, no DTs. This doesn't have DTs. Yeah, that's what you get. That's what you get when you isolate a player. You get someone like Haas, someone like TLO, you know, just off the wall players.
Oh, TLO's wonderful.
I know, I've seen him back in the days doing some crazy shit with Zerg, and I'm like, god damn.
He's like that nice balance of like macro, but like it's gonna be fun to watch.
One of them, no regret, scouted Haas, build because he found his account on. Oh, he fucking. Damn. So he studied his builds. Yeah, that's why you gotta do more than one build. But what he did is look for the most recent builds. So he's like, yeah, these are the ones he's comfortable with. I'll get them. I kind of feel a little. Yeah, well, that's true. Hans is kind of like he has a build and he goes for it. He does wing it too sometimes, but he kind of like, from what I've seen, he has like early cheese builds, you know? Like it's a literal build.
Mineral field depleted.
Man, I like this build. This map's out of the pool, right?
Yeah, but the 4-player map, you could do this on a 4-player map.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, because Zergs can't scout you that fast and you're all over the map. Because I use this playstyle more for bigger maps, but you know, it's always good when you have like a spacious two-player map or 1-player map. You know how they're kind of, everything's got some distance to it. You can't easily just go up the top.
Yeah, this map is huge. Yeah, just to go check that corner real quick.
Yeah, let me just go swing by real quick, hip on a hop.
Especially like the rally would take you through your cannon wall. Where he already knows this base exists.
Yeah. Yeah, he's already tried to baiting bust. He's baiting busting everywhere. It's like, shh. I keep going, I look, and all of a sudden, bailings. I mean, this guy is he really kept me down. So what he's doing is, he's keeping me down, and he's taking it to a later game.
Yeah, the mass Hydra.
which is harder because the later it takes for me to kill a Zerg, the more bullshit I have to worry about. Infestors, Vipers, all of that, all that bullshit. Creep all over the map.
We face the enemy.
Oh my god. Recall to the natural. You piece of shit.
I know, right? Oh, he must have took off real far. Like, nope, right there.
You don't give a fuck. You're trying to snipe that hat.
I'll try it. Yeah, minerals are least of my worries sometimes. For me, gameplays, game plans, and stuff. It's like, all right, you'll take that. I'll take something else. We'll even it out somehow. Like in the game of chess, right? And if you play chess, I'm one of those sacrificing players, you know, where you're like, where you could put a queen to a queen, and most of the time they're like, nah, he's not gonna kill it. That's a safe play, and then I eat it. They're like, what the fuck,
You're
bro?
like, no, I've seen my knights do the crazy piece.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that's me. I kind of use the knights and the rooks more, and then or the bishops, and then all of a sudden it's like, ah, you don't have a queen, I don't have a queen, so that means that I might have a better chance at winning you because you don't have practice without a queen. You know how most people when they lose their queen, they feel like their hope goes down the drain. It's like,
Yeah, for sure.
no. So I kind of just use that same tactic in StarCraft. I take their queen out, you know, and they start losing hope. Now these games get very tricky because as a Zerg player, you got Hydras, you got Spores, you got you got your defense, and I was going Oracles, so you kind of get into this little stuck situation where you're like, okay, well I can't make more Oracles, and I gotta switch out of this. How do I do damage, you know? So I'm looking around trying to get an idea of what the compositions be, you know, is it going to something else? Is he still going Hydras?
Your probes are under attack.
Then he baiting bust me again. And I was like, let's move up here. Might be a little safer up on the top side.
Oh my god, so many oracles.
Yeah, this is my main PVZ playstyle right here. This is my main build. Not exactly to the point where it's like the gold. That was just a plus. But like this, you'll notice why I say like 15 minutes, 20 minutes I get orc gate and stuff. It's because that's when I switch up to ground.
Mineral field depleted. Mineral field depleted.
Man, the damage was big.
On both sides, I think we kind of be somewhat evenly traded a bit, but
Yeah, you had a bank though.
yeah, that's the benefit of it. I was able to trade and
Yeah,
afford it.
yeah, exactly.
Mineral field.
Sometimes the trade is totally okay. It's like even maybe a little bit
Mineral field.
Yeah,
if
but
you've just been mining.
my game plan was to deny his gas, like kill his gas unit, so that when he makes more, it's not gonna be like a big ass or death ball, you know. So you're trying to like keep his gas low, keep his army low, like chop him off while he's still low, and it kind of helps out a little bit while you're transitioning, because right now it was oracles because the cannon rush failed, right? So then you do a little damage, then you get to the point where your oracles just don't do it, and you gotta change it up a little bit. So then that's where you switch back to ground,
Mineral field depleted.
and then from there, from the ground part, then eventually you switch back to air, but you hide the air because he'll go Brood Lords against the ground, and then you switch it up with the air. It's kind of like you start off. That's why I start off with air. I go with ground, and I follow it up with the end with air, with versus Zerg. All because of Brood Lords.
Your probes are under attack.
Bailing shots.
Mineral field depleted.
Zealots beat Hydras, right?
For me, they're more like a buffer. They're I don't want them to get charged a lot too much because then they'll run too far past my oracles. But
Yeah.
I kind of use them as meat shields. That's the reason why they're not too quick. Like, don't go too far. But there goes. This guy is like not playing around though. Like now I got to the stage where I have to worry about infestors. I don't practice too much versus infestors now. I think I need to work on that more. I can't seem to stretch the game out long enough where infestors can kick in.
Pylon is under attack.
I think maybe like getting like a nice arc, like pretend like you're Zerg.
No,
Maybe like the multi approach.
yeah, I need to practice versus them more. I'm slowly learning some tactics versus them, like the fact that they burrow and you got to worry about the burrow and make sure that they don't fungal you, and if they do, you got to recall out.
Research complete.
Can they fungal from burrow?
Yeah, they stood. I think they could. I don't know if they
Are you?
changed it. But...
I don't know if like I was just like messing up my controls, but I couldn't do it when I was playing 2v2. Probably like
I'll check because
I mean I could be wrong. Chat will like they'll get me. I believe King Kong.
No charge lot, Dasculus. The reason why I didn't do charge lot is because I don't want them to go too far ahead and then lose them just because they're too quick going over to, they'll pull them.
Research complete.
And so all you needed was to have them there for your oracles to go up in there. That's all you're using them for. But I am transitioning to them for the ground army. Now I'm switching up to the ground army, so I should be able to get the charge lot, storm, DTs. I don't know. I've always thought of StarCraft in a way where it's like I've always wanted a build where I could use every unit in the race's ability, right? And try to say this is a good structure to get everything. And that's kind of what I do. So I start off with like oracles, air, then I go back to ground. You'll start seeing like stalkers, sentries, then you get Templars, then eventually you start getting to tier 3 units. It's a very diverse play style.
Base is under
I think something nice about you taking bases all over the map is when someone takes the normal base path, it's easy to tell where I'm at against them. I'm like, okay, they have. But when you're just taking bases across the map, I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck. Like, I don't know where his eco's at compared to.
mineral field.
Right, and which one do I take out first and not do damage?
And you're recalling probes. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how many probes. Like, I think it's actually a really nice level of deception.
It's not just that, it's also transportation, right? So not
Yeah.
only I recall my probes, sometimes I have my void rays there and I recall both of them so that I can get to one corner of the other map quick without getting scouted and do like a two purposes for one recall. Because the opponent kind of goes, okay, they have a timer, they see your void rays at home and they're gonna go, it takes at least 15-20 seconds to get to my base, but all of a sudden they don't expect a recall because there's a nexus nearby.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like, oh
Yeah,
shit,
yeah. Oh yeah, because
misplaced.
time is a resource.
Yeah, time
Oh
is
dude, I forget that
exact.
so often that time is like minerals.
Yeah, time is calculated in people's heads.
Yeah.
And when I
How long it
recall
takes
from
a
one spot
stalker
to
to
the
walk
other,
across the map.
yep, yep.
Will Hydro auto attack zealots or oracles if both are in range? For like, what do they prioritize? That's a
Zealots.
question for.
They prioritize the zealots.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Holy fuck! So you
So
have to focus fire oracle.
yes. So what happens is, I get to stages where they go hydras, and then I got my oracles and my probes, and I'll collect them, and then I'll attack with my oracles and probes. What happens is the hydras are AI set up to attack the probes, and even if the oracles are underneath them, the hydras will take out the probes first before the oracles, and the oracles will demolish the hydras.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
And
like the only risk is like the backline hydras that like have nothing else to focus.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean they'll get to
that's
like
the
fall.
only thing. But you keep yourself distant. That's the micro in your in your in your stance. You know.
Yeah.
But the other thing is this. Here's the other secret. When you got hydras and spores together, and you go in with your oracles, the AI of the oracles are gonna kill the hydras before the spores. So you can actually wipe out all the hydras and then take off without even hitting one spore. That's big.
This is a level of micro. Gonna like that sweaty guy meme where he's like wiping his forehead.
I haven't seen that. Or maybe I have and I don't know that name. A sweaty
I'll
guy.
find it.
Okay.
Base is under attack.
There's the Discord for you.
Oh, okay. I'll check it out right now. Yeah, I don't have too many games where I can show like my diversity. This is like one of few.
Demand, he was saying that the Hydras are gonna focus the. Wait. He's saying the Hydra AI is gonna focus the probes
All right,
before
that's
the
this.
oracles.
I'll do yours after before I sleep. That's this. That what happened? About the oracles?
Yeah, he had like a comment there. I'm having trouble kind of understanding.
So if you try and stutter step back, it will attack the lots.
Its fighting
Yeah,
units
yeah, exactly.
are
Yeah.
greater than fighting buildings, are greater than workers, are greater than non-fighting.
Where did you see that? Let's see who said that.
Oh, because the spellcasters, they don't have an auto.
Oh, okay, that's probably why then. That's probably the secret. I just know that it worked. That's the way it works. Don't know
Yeah.
the backstory of it. I just know
That's really interesting.
that
They're
it
like
was-
High Templar a little bit. Well, High Templar are weird, but
Yeah, see.
High Templar, everything focuses them first.
Yeah, so see, McCollum is now gonna believe more things that I say because he's tested it and went, you know what? This bastard's actually right. I'm gonna believe him a little bit more. Seems to
That's
know.
good. You should always test things.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Test and test. It's always good to
I
test.
test it with my ladder points because I'm a fool.
Right. That's how I practice. I practice my builds on ladder. That's how we do it around here. Oh man. Alright, so the good thing about recall is sometimes you get into a situation where infestors become a problem and they'll fungal you and you get stuck in a way where you die, right? So you always got to remember to hit that recall button right away if that happens. Um, it's a really good strategy for Protoss to get out of binds. Some people forget about stuff like that.
Man, that's like the number of colossi where I'm just like, this feels bad.
Yeah,
You have like 8, or do you have
yeah,
6?
somewhere around there.
Oh man, the recall. Oh, and he spent so much energy too. He kept throwing.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for that. Yeah, he was spitting them out. He was salivating right there. He had his just the plate out, ready to go, ready to eat. He's like, I
Yeah,
got
because
him.
all of his investors are empty, man.
Yeah, they don't have as much.
Is that warp gate?
Yeah, yeah, told you about. I think I got it at 18 minutes. We got DTs, temp. Was it warp gate? Was it Colossus? I mean, you pretty much see almost every unit in here. Oracles, other than carrier right now. I haven't gotten carrier.
Oh, TTs?
Yeah. No, well, see, here's my thing.
Nice.
My DTs are actually not for the army. They're to do side attacks. So the DTs go
Yeah.
to take out the third, the fourth, the fifth, if there's any. That's what the DTs role is. It's not to be a part of the army at all. They're like they have their own mission. They're
I
like
guess
side
Zerg,
arms.
I get that for sure. Because there's always an overseer. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's 150 gas tank. That's not very tanky. Or
Yeah,
meat shield.
yeah, exactly. That's why you can't. I don't use them with my army.
Against Terran, it's funny because I just put 1 in the army and they
Yeah,
scan, and
the
I'm like,
scan.
time to deal.
Yeah, exactly. That's the funny part about it. Or if you blink, even worse for them.
Yeah. Oh, when I have blink, I add 5, and I try and blink them right in the middle of them.
Yeah, they hate that shit so much. They even hate it when they mule first and they mule and they're like, shit, I shouldn't have muled. It's like, sorry, buddy.
You start giving them decisions. Send blink DTs to their base, and like 1 for each base, and then blink onto.
Oh yeah.
I hope you have scans.
Oh, they get yeah. That's mule abuse right there. You're keeping a mule for every scan. You're keeping a mule from mining. What a
Yeah,
shame.
dude.
Oh man.
Hashtag fuck Terran. He says that's a Terran vein.
I'm definitely going to add a few lots to my Oracle's attacks against mass hydras. See how it goes, guys. Remember, guys, he's doing it with no hotkeys. Exactly. I'm doing all this, no hotkeys.
Man.
But it's okay. I mean, if I could
Did
play
you
like
play a
this.
lot of Brood War?
Yes, StarCraft 1 before Brood War.
Oh, wow.
That's why I play standard without warp gates, because I've done it so long that it's got custom. Got used to it. But I'll start getting warp gates when I can afford gateways and stuff, so it tends to be around 15 to 20 minute mark. It's just been my average.
This is a strong army.
Yeah. Try to build strong compositions. It's important. The Hydras are the Templars are the magic of this composition. The
I think
color.
you're only weak against Brood Lords, but the guy's going Mass Hydra, so no
Yeah,
worries.
that's what the Colossus are for. Take out the
Yeah.
Broods. The Templars
Oh,
are
yeah.
to storm in and take out the Hydras and all that. So it's kind of like a really way to get in there real quick. You take out all his beef and just walk in.
Oh, there's the Broodlords. That's funny. That was my instinct for how to fight you.
Oh, Broodlords? Yeah, then I know. I buy that in the late game and then I switch it up to air again. Um, Only because Broodlords are always the thing that they end up doing. See how I'm getting. You'll notice that I always
They're
switch up.
slow, man. Yeah,
I switch up to air right
you're eating them
after.
up.
And then I recall.
Nice, bro.
It's like, yeah, I'm a dirty player. And then the Zealots did really well. The special ops.
I like you're not even trying to focus the Broodlords. You like keep.
It was just take out his organs.
Yeah,
You know, yeah, be
you're
patient.
gonna counter the air next. You play Protoss like Zerg.
Yeah,
Kill the correct kill the aspect of the tech, and then swap to beat that.
yeah. That's why I always say I don't warp gate. In that case, I play like Terran, where I just saturate the the gateways like they do barrackses, and then I play like Zerg when it comes to transitioning to counter the opponent versus the opponent trying to counter me. So it tends to be the Zergs can't counter me because I'm countering them, and that's not what they're used to. They're used to the other way around. All right, guys, I gotta get some sleep.
GG, man.